17 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Titans set to take over behind their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Tannehill on first down. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The numbers there in last week's game for Smith. 9 catches, 81 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said...
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Adam Humphries.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And right side, Henry's got it. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Last year's All-Pro punter, Brett Kern, comes on for Tennessee. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Check three.
Watson off play action. It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big pickup of 38. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Out of the gun, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving. And scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He'll buy some time right. Kahale Waring there to make the grab. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Final week of the year, an absolute must-win game for them, so they needed to get on the board first. They were able to do just that.
And you laid out the stakes, so just think what they've been working with this entire build-up towards this game. Must win. You've got to get on the board first. They accomplished that. Now they can't have any type of a letdown. Long way to go in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Tannehill throwing complete to Davis. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
A 48-yard attempt.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Texans 7, Titans nothing.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. As we know, they had the chance last week, Charles, to lock up the division. Couldn't do it. Now it all comes down to the final week of the season. But once again, they control their destiny.
And that's a good thing. But I wonder about mindset, because you mentioned they had a chance to lock it up last week, didn't. Are they bringing extra pressure to themselves now? Even though they control their own destiny with a win, now because they didn't get it done before, will they be even tighter as they approach this game?
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's second down.
I don't think it's bad. Check 99. Check 99. Hey, 54. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54, Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Throwing again is Watson. Deep ball for good. He's got a man. Complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown. Houston. Marquise Goodwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well, I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big play ability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Titans.
You got tight right there. Single.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Short throw to Smith. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It's a gain.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Tennessee.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Complete to Corey
The
Davis.
Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
And the Titans first down.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Loss of 9 yards.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Blanketed coverage by Houston makes it 4th down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Watch his flat. Watch his flat. Mike's 54. 24. Mike's 54.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
At 31. Joker. At 54. At 54. 36. At 59. At 31. He's coming. Double up.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Shift. 24. Hey, what's up? Check Mike 54.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let it. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. But one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday you press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Tannehill over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
A gain of 30. 1st down, Tennessee.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row? You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jonnu Smith with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Titans have made this a 1-score game.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the lead will shrink to 6. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Deshaun Watson making his way back out, the focus of our players' spot. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go. Hey, 59. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Off of play action, it's Watson.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Goodwin on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability.
The kick is good.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now Tannehill. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Check 41. Drop deep, drop deep. Mike 41, Mike 41.
On 3rd down, Henry. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Deshaun Watson and the Texans offense trot back out there. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Gostkowski the extra point. And the lead will shrink to 6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. Fresh off the pick six, it's Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
First down.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 46-yard
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right,
hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The final two quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Good coverage that time by Malcolm Butler. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
by Malcolm Butler.
To throw again. Watson. Open man is QT, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Pass complete from Watson to Akins. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling me?
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Rip left, rip left. 41 Mike, 41 Mike. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
To try again after the sack. Tannehill throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Bradley Roby on the coverage defensively.
Single. Mike 41. They've got to wedge that, huh? Watch the run, watch the run.
Back to throw, Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
Tannehill's pass, incomplete. 3 plays.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things.
It got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. And we're pretty good.
To throw is Watson. Off play action. Past the 20. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check, put the boys down, he's coming.
Off play action. Watson.
Check, crunch.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The play fake, and got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Texans will extend their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Offense.
Get out of here, man.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
It's just me and you.
Mike 41, Mike 41.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Here's Tannehill.
Come again.
Smith catches left side. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The open man is Smith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
41's the Mike, 41's the Mike. Check 41. Army.
After the sack on 1st down, Tannehill. And the pressure gets to him again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Right here, 41 Mike.
Don't get nervous.
3rd and long, it's Tannehill. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Jonnu Smith. Incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Brett Kern now. He's been terrific so far. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
From the end zone, Watson sliding out of the pocket. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Deep ball for Goodwin. He's got a man, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Goodwin. 78 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will make it into the end zone. This will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. On 1st down, Tannehill. Pass caught left side by Humphries. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
3-yard pickup.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 7.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike. Get that quarterback at all costs. 41 Mike. 41 Mike.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. It's caught on the right side at Smith. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
We got 3. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
Throwing again is Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Ross Blacklock in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
They snap it to Tannehill. He finds Humphries. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
I got him. 41's coming.
Tannehill on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill, and he's going to go down again. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Titans. Jonnu Smith, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. So he's hit pay dirt twice, but still they're facing that deficit here in the second half.
So they're going to see if they can continue to find ways to get him the football, because obviously something is working for him to find the end zone twice. In any event, however this turns out, he's going to be hard to deal with in the film room, isn't he? He's going to want to know why he's not getting more passes thrown to him.
Those big tight ends are getting greedy. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Here we go, G.
Watson off play action. Deep ball for Goodwin. It's caught inside the 25.
Ooh, he's running.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 67 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
25-yard line.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it, and the Texans scoop it. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. I'm coming.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. So that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before this is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
An excellent gain, 35 yards. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Akins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it. Go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, here we go.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Tannehill sacked. A loss of 3 yards.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And that will be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead. But I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Off of play action, it's Watson.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Deep ball. It's caught at the 10.
They're not even trying to do anything.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side of this one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, 4-1, Mike. 4-1.
To throw is Tannehill. Over the middle to Smith. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack. So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on for the 5th time here today.
4th down.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. On the return comes Cobb. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Final score, Texans.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, they will indeed finish over 500 at 9-7. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they'll limp to the finish line with a final record of 5-11. And this is a team that has a few good people.